talk about one exclusive in particular, and that is The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us Part 2 has been surrounded by,
Controversy.
tons of controversy around the last couple of weeks, and we all know.
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Let me just ask you this. Do
Yeah.
you think Naughty Dog, if this game doesn't sell, or if it does sell, do you think they'll still last? Because I'm sure some of our viewers have read up on the controversy about this, about how like a shit ton of people have literally left the company because of like poor management and toxicity and all that stuff. Do you think they'll last much longer? I mean, it's just
Naughty Dog.
yes.
So Naughty Dog is renowned as one of the greatest
Oh yeah,
companies on the spot right now, and I think that those things that we're hearing just comes with the balconies of being the greatest,
right.
one of the greatest, most sought after developers at the time. I think there is a problem with crunch culture. Obviously, that needs to be resolved, and I don't have the answers. But
Yeah,
I think the only answer is that they stop it and we wait longer for our games.
yeah,
But other than that, man, it's like I definitely don't think it's the end. I mean, everyone knows that Uncharted 3 wasn't all that great, but dude,
yeah.
Sony has been so consistent with the quality of that.
Oh yeah,
And dude, they have they have a company with giant pockets backing them.
okay.
The Last of Us, if it flops because of the story, no one can deny that. I have no doubt. I think it's almost impossible to say that the game mechanics, the game itself, will be a blast to play. I
Yeah,
have zero doubt, right? Every single one of their games that I've ever played has been fun, all the way from Crash Bandicoot to Last of Us and Uncharted 4. Everything like that has been great, and their games are if it's a story thing, okay, right? But think
yeah.
about all the games that had mediocre stories, but the game was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you
and
mean.
people will, so I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I think that
I was just curious about that because I know we really haven't been talking about it, and there was a time when a bunch of studios just went out of business, like about 5 years ago, I think, maybe longer. But there was just a bunch of studios that have like worked for Sony and Xbox that just went out because of either just the company's mismanagement or just flat out
Telltale wasn't as consistent though. Like
no,
if you're talking about
no, no, no.
those guys, like
Yeah,
a lot of these companies, man, they just if they're not Naughty Dog. Like that's like what you're saying right now is like if someone like for instance someone like EA.
yeah. EA just shuts down everything. I mean, let's just face it. They shut down every good studio, even if a game sells well. They just shut it down. I mean, um, Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 for most people was not as good as Dead Space 1 and 2, but it sold well. But EA was like, these reviews aren't as great as we want them to, and these sales numbers aren't as, impressive. We're going to focus our attention on other developers. So they just pretty much shut them down. That was the biggest news that I heard when that actually happened.
And they did they did the same thing with Skate.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I don't know why they do that, but man,
Yeah.
to kind of wrangle back into our topic though, I don't think The Last of Us is going to. I mean, I don't think I have 100% confidence. Don't get me wrong, that The Last of Us is going to be a fantastic title.
Oh, yeah. I pre-ordered, bro.
I'll probably. I know. I remember. I seen your comment, but I think that. I think it's going to be a fantastic title. I think it's going to be a great game. I think the story is going to be crazy. And plus, we had the God of War director come out and say that he just kind of, without reviewing it, kind of said that he there's a lot of reviewers that are saying that it's a great game.
Which
I
that
have no
came
doubt.
out. Which sorry, man. That came out.
No, go ahead.
As like a shock to me that he would come out and say that. I don't know. It's just like you don't hear many game developers giving their own input on other games that often, or more current games. You know what I mean? You don't hear that in press events or conferences or on the social media, as one would think. So that gives me hope that it's going to be a good game. So, but when I actually play it, it's going to really define it whether or not it's good or bad. So that's where I stand.
Yeah, man. I definitely. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think what I'll be interested to see is Naughty Dog's change in policy and change of business or the way that they operate and releases because of what happened with the leaks.
Yeah.
Because they've been, I mean, I know just a little bit about it, and it's people seem to just really hate it, and it wasn't enough for me to go, I'm not buying the game. Which, man, we've heard a lot of news about The Last of Us. Dude, all we can do now is wait.
Yeah.
Let's get this reviews on the 12th when all the reviews release. Let's read about them. Other than that, bro, what we're gonna do? We just gotta let's wait till the game releases and do it that way. I don't think it's gonna affect. I think PlayStation is banking so much on The Last of Us being a great game, and I don't think they're wrong for that. It's going to be, and that's just my opinion. But